Like how Hayek and Thatcher and their correspondents both said that they were in support of Pinochet. And they were. Hell, even the U.S. helped overthrow the Allende government.
I'm no communist, I'll tell you that right now. I believe a man should own his own house and car and cow. I like this private ownership, I want to be left alone. Let the government run its business and let me run my own.
You are honestly complaining about Allende being thrown out. You're complaining about a man who was solely responsible for why Chile hit hyperinflation in 1973. All thanks to the wage and price controls of Communist Allende in 1970. All thanks to the heavy nationalisation, it was no surprise why they hit hyperinflation by 1973. It didn't happen because, well, there was some US embargo. No, what that's telling you is, and it's telling other people, you don't understand what price controls are. You don't understand what a price floor is, and you don't understand what a price ceiling is. In fact, now that I've mentioned what a price ceiling is, now that I've mentioned the name price ceiling and of course the name of a price floor, now that I've mentioned these two things, that's the first time you've ever heard of them. It is. You've never heard of it before, because you don't understand anything. You haven't got a clue what a price floor is. If I was to ask you the question, what's a price floor? Or if I was to ask you the question, what's a price ceiling? You don't know. You couldn't come back with a response to that, because you don't have the knowledge. You don't even know what they are. So then, how then can people take you seriously when you don't even know what either a price ceiling is or a price floor? Now, the reason why the Chilean, economy hit hyperinflation was all thanks to what we call price ceilings. Yeah? Now, a price ceiling is where the government would artificially lower the costs, and of course, it would end up destroying the incentive for businesses to produce more, etc. But what price ceilings cause is what we call shortages. And all thanks to the shortages, if you understand supply and demand, oh that's right, of course, Mason Steiner, I already debunked you on supply and demand. That was of course the second video that I tore you apart on. But never mind about that. Of course you don't even understand supply and demand, so how can you expect people to take you seriously? Yeah, this is laughable. People like you are a joke. You're there for comedy. You're there for comedy. You see, you don't understand these things. And the reason why hyperinflation occurred is because of the shortages. If you have a shortage of something, there's going to be a higher demand, and of course the cost would end up soaring through the roof, showing that the whole point of governments artificially, driven down prices was a waste of time. All the government did was artificially drive up consumers' demand for something that ended up creating shortages and prices shot through the roof. You don't understand that, do you? Let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, there was a certain product and there wasn't much of it to go around, right? We all know products are commodities, yes? And in order to make, these certain products, they come from the natural resources. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the natural resources, let's just say there was a shortage of it, right? Now, let's just say, for argument's sake, the government steps in and then artificially lowers the cost and sets a price ceiling. It doesn't matter whether the government artificially drives down the cost to artificially drive up consumers' demand. It doesn't matter whether the government does that. It's never going to change the underlying reality that there was a shortage in the first place. Of course, we do know that price ceilings cause a shortage. Look, you can't take you seriously. Anybody who listens to your type, are people who are probably still, wetting the bed. Are probably people still, in primary school. People who don't even know what a price ceiling is. People who don't even know what price floors are. You can't take your type seriously. If you were to go through your entire channel, you've got nothing there that's educational. That's the difference. You see, people who are open-minded, who want to learn, would come across my channel and they would see that I can actually speak from knowledge and give a description about things, and it's informational. You can't. You're incapable of doing that. So why on earth would anyone take you seriously?